Hey, good afternoon, Rockets fans. I'm here to talk about the game tonight. But before I talk about that, this is my buddy right here. He's going to be in every video I make. Make sure about that. And also, I wore a Russ 2019 Rockets jersey tonight. I'm gonna wear every episode. I'm gonna wear a different Rockets jersey. Tonight, I'm wearing the 2000 edition, Cuttino Mobley, Houston Rockets edition. And remember, like, subscribe, comment below if you have any positive criticism, negative criticism. But I'll take that in stride. And let's get this this episode ready. Let's get going. Let's talk about the game tonight, and I want to talk about the game the other night and kind of mush them up together and kind of get an idea of what I expect tonight. So what I took away, the good points, is that we're missing a large portion of our starters, obviously, stating the obvious. But, you know, James Harden was the main ball handler, so which, you know, he only got a few turnovers. I'm not sure how many he got exactly, but he had 44 points. He had 17 assists, and he was very efficient. He was 14 for 16 from the free throw line, and then you had a double-double from Christian Wood. And then, you know, you have your role players that played really well. You know, Jae'Sean Tate he's going to make a name for himself on this team, especially with his hustle. I remember he saved an inbound pass. I think he stole it from one of their centers and passed it out to, I think it was PJ Tucker. And Jae'Sean Tate is definitely going to be a very, very big role player on this team. I expect it, even when the other guys do come back. There's other guys that I want to go over is PJ Tucker and Danuel House. Both had, for two players that were on this team last year, they both had very horrible games. Sometimes I see PJ Tucker where he doesn't really know where to be offensively. Defensively, I have no, you know, this is where the man makes his money. I have no negative feedback on him on defense. You know, he's known for his defense, but, you know, him not just standing in the corner no more is definitely something that he's going to have to work on. Because on that final play to tie the game in overtime, James Harden was looking for him at the three-point line, which, you know, where he should have been. But since he was so close to under the basket, it sucked in Rocco to help James Harden. James Harden was supposed to pass it out to him, and he expected him there because he saw Rocco already. But Rocco and PJ Tucker were under the basket, and James Harden had to make a quick decision, and he unfortunately passed it to Rocco. And, you know, that's the end of the game right there. But, you know, PJ Tucker's going to have to figure out, and Silas as well has to figure out where he's best positioned. Because when the other guys come back, I don't expect PJ Tucker to be a big factor. You know, I don't even know if he's a starter. I mean, he should be getting like 25 minutes. He's 35 years old, you know, trying to get a 2-year contract. Nah, not really. I don't expect that. I hope not. He deserves it. I mean, what he did the last few years, but where this team is heading, you know, he doesn't deserve it. That's hard because should you be rewarded for your past compliments, you know, your past achievements? Yeah, of course, any organization should be doing that. But, you know, when you're 35 years old, heading on 36 years old, you know, there's a limit right there. You're pretty much should be retired. But, you know, he's still a liable force off the bench. You know, I don't know if he's a starter, and I don't know why Silas has him as a starter, because before even the you know, the little pandemic happened between the team, he was still in the starting lineup. You know, maybe it's something that he, you know, obviously him and James Harden have a great relationship with the pick and roll, so that it will be that's definitely a benefit for him. But they had to figure out how to operate him right. And Danuel House, he slimmed down, but he still looks like same old Danuel House from the bubble. You know, he's very cold. You know, he turns over the ball a lot. He missed 2 clutch free throws that were very crucial. You know, he just was very bad all the way around. You know, I really don't know. His name is on the wall already. I see the writing on the wall with his name on it. Because I'm a big Joe Green fan, and I'm always going to emphasize that. I have a Joe Green jersey. I'll wear that next, to represent. You know, he represents H-Town. He represents everything Houston, and he should have been on this team. You know, I think his name is Dredrick Thomas was one of the players that took his position. And look, Thomas is a young guy with a lot of potential. Maybe he was in a D2 basketball before this, joining the Rockets. So I'm pretty sure Thomas never expected to be playing in an NBA regular season game, let alone on an opening night. But things are happening. His name was forced to be used. I'd rather have Joe Green in his position than Thomas. And not saying I don't want Thomas on the team, just saying Thomas should be in a G League position. And I like Thomas, but he's just too young. He's too wet behind the ears. The matchup I really want to see is Nikola Jokic versus Christian Wood. I expect Slenderman, aka Christian Wood, he has to have a big game to prove to me that he's going to be a consistent, liable player on this team. As of right now, I haven't seen it, as consistency, but what I saw from the preseason game and what I saw from the regular season game, man, say no more. But he is playing against the best center in the NBA right now tonight, and I want to see that play out between each other, because Jokic is such a big body, and I think that's one thing that we're gonna kind of like take away from this game is that DeMarcus Cousins could have played Jokic a lot as well. With them having similar bodies, they could have beat each other up, and Christian Wood would have been probably guarded, might still be guarded by Paul Millsap during the game, because Paul Millsap is a legit pretty good defensive player. But we'll see what Christian Wood does. And, as well, Denver is one of the teams that was, positioned to trade for James Harden. And Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., both are two of the names that were thrown into the mix between the James Harden sweepstakes. I want to say Jamal Murray, for a player who was not touchable for a James Harden trade, he looks bad. I mean, he looks bad. He looks like he looked like before the bubble. And I put him in that same category as Tyler Hero. Players that got hot in the bubble. TJ Warren, Tyler Hero. Also, then you got your boy, Jamal Murray. He's nowhere in the caliber as a James Harden player. Maybe one day down the road. But you have too many young players who are trying to prove themselves. So that's the reason why I understand they're trying to get a James Harden trade. There's just so many players. And you have Michael Porter Jr., who's probably going to be a great player as well. Maybe an all-star one day. But defensively, he's a liability. And I hope James Harden takes advantage of him if he ever catches him one-on-one. But I expect a lot of double team because, like I said, James Harden's the only ball handler on this team tonight. I expect a lot of double team. And let's see what the other guys do. Like the other night when we played against Portland, Saturday night, you could see that there wasn't a lot of three-point shooters on the floor. And they still put up 129 points, if I'm not incorrect. That's legit. Silas is doing a great job. Just wait till those three-point shooters come. Just wait till this John Wall comes back, DeMarcus Cousins. And this Portland Trailblazer fan told me, aren't you glad that they didn't play tonight? Because he was trying to defend that, his team wasn't as bad as they looked. Because I'm not a believer on Portland. I think they had to get 44 points from C.J. McCollum, a career high, for them to win. And if C.J. McCollum and John Wall were on the floor at the same time, I expect John Wall to say, "Move over, young fella. I'm gonna guard him. I'm gonna stick him, and I'm gonna make him work for 44 points." But unfortunately, John Wall wasn't there, and he ended up going for a career high, and they lost the Rockets. And we didn't expect them to win. I'm very high on a loss. I'm very optimistic. I took a lot in. I'm still neutral on James Harden being here because I'm not sure where he stands on that. But yeah, like I said, I'm not high on Portland, and I expect the Rockets. The Portland Trailblazer fan that was grilling me saying that if John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins were there, they would have took away from Christian Wood and John Wall being out there. What? So you're saying if two legit solid pieces weren't out there, they would have taken. If they're out there, that Wood and Harden would have had a horrible game? No, we probably would have beat y'all because that's just adding fire to the fuel. Another ball handler, another center, dude was an idiot. I told him to shut up because you can never have enough talent, especially for guys who are leaders as DeMarcus Cousins and John Wall. They're a positive on this team no matter what. So I'm not going to take much into him saying that. And I had another guy tell me, Christian Wood is the cheap Walmart version of Anthony Davis because he hasn't improved enough. And, that is true, but I'd rather take a Walmart version of Anthony Davis than not have a version at all. So let's see what he does tonight, if he elevates his game and if he makes defense, he reads the defense and he can maneuver and make adjustments while the game is going. That's what makes a caliber star who they are, and I expect him to, I expect him to, take advantage of his matchups. And I hope that he doesn't, he's such a skinny body. I hope that he doesn't get bigger. And like a Clint Capella before he, showed that he was Clint Capella, he was showing a lot of versatility, a lot of athleticism. That was his game at that moment. But it changed over the years. He got bigger, he got more bulky, and it took away from his original game. So I hope that Christian Wood does add body mass, but not to the extent as a Clint Capella, because we don't need that. Because especially when you have DeMarcus Cousins, who I hope the Rockets, if he plays well, gives him an extension. Hopefully he deserves it. He gave the Rockets a chance, and I hope two sides at the end of the year come together and make it work. But I'm gonna post a video about right after this video. I'm gonna post another video showing some of the highlights of the last few games from Denver. Like I said, they're looking for their first W tonight, and I expect Jamal Murray to go off just because we're so short-handed. But I'm not gonna take a lot into that. Jae'Sean Tate, I expect him to guard him. I expect him to guard Jamal Murray a lot during this game, and we'll see what happens. I'm very optimistic about the outcome of the game, but I'm also realistic that they might not win just because of the fact that, man, those players that are out are such viable pieces to this team. So I will post another video of myself after the game talking about it, breaking it down, dissecting it, and like I said, comment below. If you want me to answer your questions, I'm gonna try to figure out how to go live with my friend Anthony. He's in Florida. He's a big Rockets fan. He's gonna have a lot of input on this channel as well. So yes, leave your feedback, please. Like, subscribe. Thank you.